Hey guys, Reddit Randy here. Today we have 5 stories of the most embarrassing mistakes about an awkward doctor's, a painful dentist appointment and more. Today I messed up by having a happy ending during a pelvic exam. This happened a couple of weeks ago. I'm pregnant. Very pregnant. And one of the side effects of my pregnancy is that I'm way more sensitive in my nether regions. I can orgasm 3 to 4 times during basic penetrative intercourse. Makes my husband feel like a rock star, which is something that did not happen to me pre-pregnancy. I have always had a pretty healthy libido, but during pregnancy, well after the hellish first trimester at least, it has been out the freaking roof. Anyway, I went to my OB for a regular checkup. I have had a few complications during my pregnancy, so my OB wanted to do a quick pelvic exam. So, my OB is straight up gorgeous, tall, slender, beautiful smile, long legs, the whole deal, and while I generally identify as heterosexual, this woman could definitely make me reconsider that, especially with all these crazy pregnancy hormones. This fact makes the whole experience a lot more horrifying. I get on the table, feet in the stirrups, and my OB lubes up her hands, and inserts 2 fingers, and begins the exam. And I knew it was going to happen. I tried to suppress it. I tried to will it not to happen. But as she's pressing around, I very obviously have an orgasm. Moaning, shaking legs and all. I just about died from embarrassment on the table. I considered honorable suicide via speculum. To my doctor's credit, she handled the whole thing beautifully. She reassured me that it's so common to be sensitive down there and this happens all the time. Highly doubt that, and blah 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 blah. There was definitely an air of uncomfortable tension in the room after that moment though. So yeah, I can't look my OB in the eye anymore, but with only a month left in pregnancy, I have no choice but to keep seeing her and know that she knows what my orgasm face looks like. TL, doctor, had an orgasm during a pelvic exam from my beautiful OB. Can never look her in the face again. Today I messed up by making the most delicious milkshake ever for my girlfriend. My girlfriend has a sweet tooth and drinks a milkshake a few times a week after dinner. She generally eats well and exercises, so even though she's been doing this for years, she has maintained a steady weight. A few months ago, I was making a milkshake for my girlfriend, but we were out of milk in the house, so I used heavy cream instead. Of course, it added over 500 calories to the drink, but I figured it was a one-time deal, so it wasn't a problem. She immediately tasted the difference and told me it was the best shake she ever had. The next time I made a shake with milk again, she didn't like it and wanted me to use heavy cream instead. Fast forward a few months to today, my girlfriend was getting dressed in the morning and her favorite jeans wouldn't button. She weighed herself and found out that she had gained 10 pounds. She immediately blamed me for getting her fat, and I told her she was the one that didn't want me to use milk anymore. TL, doctor, I made my girlfriend a milkshake with heavy cream. She loved it so much she wouldn't go back to normal milk and ended up gaining 10 pounds because of it and blames me for it. Today I messed up by biting my dentist so hard it drew blood. To keep a traumatizing story short, I was getting a root canal this morning because screw me, and I obviously had my mouth numbed beyond belief. My dentist was poking around in my mouth towards the end of the procedure, and I faintly felt his gloved finger on my half-numb tongue. I was high as crap on nitrous as it was, so I wasn't really paying attention when he asked me to bite down. Or so I thought. I thought he said bite down, but he actually said not long now. I don't know how I completely misheard a 3-word sentence, but I'm going to attribute it to the loud as shit dentist office pop music and the fact that he had on one of those blue masks covering his nose and mouth. So, I bite down hard because my mouth is half numb and I can't tell how much damage I'm doing to what I thought was some cotton or something. Turned out to be the dentist's gloved finger. All I heard after that was god damn it, and there was some commotion and I hazily opened one eye to see the dentist holding one gloved hand with the other and his index finger exposed through a hole I apparently bit in the glove. There was a lot of blood, like, a lot. It turns out that I got him really good on the side of his index finger with my incisor, and a different dentist had to come in and finish my root canal considering I messed up the other guy's money making hands. I just laid in the chair crying and sweating, thinking I'd be banned from this dentist's office or fined for battering my dentist. After the root canal, the other dentist came back in and thankfully was laughing, telling me that, while he's been bitten many times in his career, nobody has ever gotten him as bad as I did. I fucking hate going to the dentist. TLDR, I accidentally destroyed my dentist's finger because I'm a dummy. Today I messed up by not looking closely at a meeting invite. My mess up is currently in progress. My company's VP of sales sent me a meeting invite last Friday towards the end of the day. I live in Seattle and the meeting is in Portland with a potential customer. VP gives me a call right after sending the invite and says that it's cheaper to fly the drive and to book a flight using a saver fare. I needed to get into Portland for the meeting at 9 AM on Monday and fly back that night, no earlier than 6 PM. I booked my ticket, get on the plane this morning, and text another coworker who lives in the area and also planned on attending the meeting to see if he can come pick me up. He calls back, frantic. He says, "Is the meeting today?" I'm an hour away. I thought it was on the 9th. I check my email. He's right. And because I booked with a saver fare, I can't change to an earlier flight without buying a whole new ticket. So now I'm stuck in the Portland airport for the next 8 hours. Hit me up if you have any recommendations to kill time. TL. Doctor, didn't look at the date on a meeting invite. Booked a flight 2 weeks early. I'm Michael Scott. Today I messed up by sending dog food to a child I've never met for their birthday. So I wanted to start by saying that this all started off pretty innocently. A female co-worker at work mentioned that their daughter's extended family is perhaps notorious for being a little thoughtless around their child's birthday and causing disappointment. Let's call the child in this story Sarah. So Sarah is a huge fan of a famous kids movie franchise and had been eyeing the figurines from the franchise for a long time. In the months leading up to her birthday, a relative started dropping hints that the child might be receiving those figures very soon. My co-worker thought it was very sweet at first, thinking that this was a commitment by family to pitch in for a thoughtful gift. However, a few days before the birthday, my co-worker mentioned how sweet it was that they were going to buy it for Sarah and the relative looked surprised. Apparently they just assumed the parent was getting it and were just having fun. Now, this wouldn't have been a big deal, except her mom already spent their budget on a new bike and some other odds and ends. I don't think the relative intended to trick them, but it all seemed terribly unfair. Cue me, I have a soft heart, and I thought what the heck, and decided I would step in as a secret benefactor and save this little girl's birthday. I also just so happened to have the co-worker's address from sending Christmas cards the previous year. So a quick little hop on my lunch break, and I queued up the little figurines to be delivered that weekend via Amazon. I even made it so the address just had her name on it, so there could be no confusion about who it was for. Now, as it turns out, I had 2 packages going out that weekend. One on Saturday, and one Sunday. The Saturday delivery was a 15 pounds bag of dog food that is auto-delivered by an Amazon subscription. I have it on auto, so I don't have to remember to swing by the grocery store when we are running low. Also, as it turns out, there are a number of different places you can enter a new address on Amazon. One of those places apparently overwrites your auto delivery address. Guess which one I selected? So Friday rolls around, and I see a notification on my phone about the dog food delivery going out tomorrow. As luck would have it, I actually noticed that it was going to the wrong address and immediately put in a cancellation request. Crisis averted. On Monday, my co-worker confronted me about the figurines. Apparently it wasn't too hard to guess, since she only told a handful of people about it and thanked me graciously. Apparently the bike they bought had some problems with the derailleur and had to be fixed, so her kid couldn't even enjoy the bike. She was really down about it when they noticed the package by the front door. Sarah got help from her mom to open it and apparently wouldn't stop playing with the toys until she finally ran out of energy. My co-worker showed me pictures of all the places the figures now live in her household. Of course, Elsa had to live in the freezer. All in all, things were great. Her kid was happy, I was happy, and everything worked out. Except, here is where I fucked up. When I cancelled the dog food, I only cancelled that one delivery. Auto deliveries are a monthly service. The next part of this story is as my co-worker told it to me. The package was so heavy it blocked their front door from opening all the way, so they had to exit through the back door, move it, then drag the package inside. Since it was addressed to Sarah, they thought it was a late gift and they dragged it upstairs to Sarah's room and gathered the family around to see what it was. My co-worker said she didn't think it was from me at the time and honestly thought her sister had pulled through with an extravagant gift. They tore it open. Dog food. My co-worker was puzzled. My co-worker's husband was puzzled. The poor little girl turned around to her parents and said, "Are we getting a puppy?" And that's the story of why I'm the worst person ever. TL. Doctor, I ordered a gift for a co-worker's kid and accidentally updated my auto delivery address. She got my gift, but also received dog food. Today I messed up by hitting too close to home with a dark joke. This happened earlier this morning, at work. Obligatory non-English speaker comment. I work at a government institution with a total of 50 to 60 coworkers since the start of June this year. We are divided into several branches with their own responsibilities and tasks. My branch, consisting of our direct boss, me and 5 coworkers, are responsible for creating events, expositions, with external companies. We all have a good working relationship, have some good conversations and joke around a lot with each other. I'm by far the youngest, 27 meters, with my other coworkers ranging between 39 and 58. We are currently planning a major exposition for next summer with some delegates from a big festival in our country. A few years ago, a major storm ravaged the festival, causing tents to collapse, electrical equipment to crash down, and even uprooting some trees. Sadly, some people lost their lives that day. Our building is wrapped with stickers, and we often add small touches of certain expositions to our stickering. For example, right now we added some snowy branches to the trees on our stickering. While brainstorming, one of my coworkers pitched the idea to change the trees to festival trees during the exposition. The festival used to have lots of banners and decorations in the trees on site until the year the storm hit. Me, a dark humor enthusiast, blurted out, "You mean uprooted trees?" A couple of coworkers laughed, but I saw 2 of them exchange glances and looking at me rather angrily. I don't think too much about it. The brainstorm finishes, and immediately after the brainstorm I get a mail from my boss to visit her in her office. She tells me one of my coworkers lost a niece at the festival due to an uprooted tree. Only she and one of my other coworkers knew this, since my other coworkers started this work after it already happened. Basically me and the other newer coworkers laughed with the cause of death of one of my other coworkers' family members. My boss wasn't angry, but she politely reprimanded me a bit and advised me no to watch my tongue a bit more. I have since talked to the coworker and she accepted my apology since I wasn't aware of the fact she lost a family member. An awkward tension remains though, and since I left my previous job due to poor relations with colleagues, I hope this isn't the end of my great relation with my current colleagues. TL. Doctor made a humorous remark about a storm a couple of years ago. Apparently coworker lost a family member in said storm. Thanks for watching another Reddit Randy video. What is your most embarrassing mistake? Let me know in the comments below.